Bonsoir. I'm the Mademoiselle and ça c'est deuxième channel. Welcome to the second channel. If you're not aware, we got 3 channels. Make sure you guys go check everything out in the description box down below or in this lovely QR code on your screen. Now, I know I haven't been here in a while. I've been trying to really reorganize everything so I don't consistently keep falling off track. But as you guys can see, we're doing another KRIK KRAK video where I read your stories and you guys go down below. We give our advice and we give our insight. Now, of course, I want you guys to be nice. And another thing, if you are going to send in your stories, I need you guys to keep them anonymous and I need y'all to proofread them. And there's some of them that I really want to read, but they're way too long and they're grammatically they're just all over the place. And it's to the point where even I put it in ChatGPT and ChatGPT is talking about some they confused. Okay, so y'all need to get it together. From now on, okay, 2026 and onward, if I really cannot get through it because it's that bad, I'm not reading it. It's frustrating for me. It's frustrating for the viewers. It's just too much. So please, 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 please have someone peer check it, run it through Grammarly, run it through ChatGPT or something else, whatever it is, because I'm not about to stress myself out. So I'm having coffee this morning. 100% Colombian coffee, sugar-free Italian sweet creamer, a little bit of caramel, and some sugar-free vanilla syrup. It's pretty good. Sweeter than intended, but comment down below, what are you sipping on? Also, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and or hype the video. Just do something because watching and not doing anything ain't doing shit for me, okay? So for this video, if I'm not mistaken, I think we have 2, but I feel like I'm gonna have a lot to say about this because as you guys can see by the title, one of them has to do with mermaids or possibly both of them. I never read these in advance. Literally you guys are the ones that literally you are reading them with me or listening to them while I read them, right? So most of the time, I don't really know the subject unless they put something in the subject. You already know it's a KRIK KRAK. When I say KRIK, you guys comment down below, KRAK, because y'all always acting like you ain't got shit to comment. Hey Zoe, I love your channels on YouTube. I think the first one I watched was one on mermaids. I think it got my attention because I love the mystery if they are real or not, lol. But your KRIK KRAK stories are what give me the courage to share my story. I'm from the Caribbean on a small island named St. Vincent and Grenadines. So I was in my early teens when I first had this dream, and I'm in my 30s now, and I still don't understand it. Just some context. 2 school friends of mine died. One took their own life, let's call him John, and another died trying to save someone. Let's call him Jimmy. So a couple of days after, I saw John in my dream, and I asked him what he is doing here and where is Jimmy. He said to me that Jimmy is in hell. Let's go find him. Absolutely not. It is time to wake yourself up. Fuck you talking about? Let's go find him. They ain't got shit to do with me. Mind you, I was young, so I was a bit ignorant. So I said, okay. And in the dream, I followed him. And we're in this open space, and it's like red fog, but I couldn't see anything past my hands. While there, John turned to me, and he looked scared and said to me, whatever you do, don't move. I heard a noise behind me, so I looked. I didn't see anything, and when I turned back around, John was gone, and I was there by myself. I heard the noise again, and I saw this tall thing in front of me. It had no eyes. It was scaly and ugly, and it had a pipe in its hand with a pointed tip. I stepped back because I was scared. It turned its attention to me like it followed the sound of my step, and it threw the pipe in my direction. And I ran like crazy. I guess I didn't know where to go. I was scared, so I ran. I came up to a wall and kind of stood against it, remembering that John said not to move. The thing was in front of me now, but it couldn't see me. But it knew I was there, and it took the pipe in its hand and started hitting the wall, and each hit was a bit closer to where I was. And the last hit to the wall landed next to my shoulder. So I moved a bit, and the thing's head literally focused on me, and it said something in a language I didn't know. Then it took 2 fingers and hit me in the neck, and I jumped out of my sleep. And there was a red mark on my neck when I got up. I showed it to my grandmother, but she didn't know what it means. So that's my scary dream. I don't understand to this day. Honestly, that is scary as hell. See, the thing is when it comes to demons, I don't do demons. And it's funny because there's always people like, oh, well, demons aren't always bad. I draw the line at certain things. Some people draw certain lines at other things. For me, it's vampires, demons. What's the other thing I've mentioned before on this channel? Ouija boards. Certain things I just draw the line at, and I just, yeah, okay? Luckily, nothing really happened to you besides you waking up with a mark. But the thing is with like the whole demon dream things, like a lot of people tend to think that sometimes like it's an imagination thing, but a lot of times it is a sign. A lot of times you'll have a demon dream and it's just because you watched some crazy shit on Netflix the night before. But some of the time you will have a demon dream as a warning. And that's why I brought up the whole thing with, you know, some people say that all demons aren't bad. And it is true. Not all demons are bad. There's demons here that actually serve a purpose. All demons serve a purpose. There's demons for gluttony. There's demons for cheating. There's demons for liars. A lot of people like to think that all demons are bad. Personally, I don't think that all demons are bad. I just choose not to deal with them because they do a lot of trickery and tomfoolery that I don't care for. It's the same thing with some of the Haitian voodoo spirits that like to play all day. I don't deal with the ones that like to play all day. I like my answers straight. I like my gifts and my blessings straight. I don't got time for riddles. I don't got time for games. I don't got time for jokes. And a lot of them are like that. That's why I only deal with certain ones, right? It's the same thing with demons, right? Except certain demons or most demons have a purpose, okay? Demons for liars, cheaters, thieves, gluttony, romance, like there's different demons for different things. And a lot of times if you are seeing them in your dream, it is for a specific purpose. It could be as a warning. It could be as, I mean, who knows, a blessing, depending on who you are, what you serve, etc. It depends on a lot of different things. You could have had this dream simply because you did come across something scary or something having to do with demons, but it also could have been a sign. I wonder if anything happened to you before or after that would give you a better understanding of what's going on. But for the most part, I think that, I mean, since nothing that you said here happened, like nothing happened after you should be fine. Maybe nothing's gonna happen to you. So of course, leave your comments down below. What do you guys think about this story? Let's move on to the next one. This event happened when I was little during my summer holidays. I've had many odd different events in my life. Still has me questioning what's happening or what happened, I guess this person meant to say. I was 8 years old. My family were enjoying a sunny day at the beach in Wansar in Netherlands. Ooh, there's lots of mermaids over there. Loads of mermaids in Netherlands. My mom had been watching me run back and forth from the water with my bucket full and dumping it in a hole. My mom then watched me drop the bucket and walk further into the sea. Why did she not stop you? From what I do remember is hearing a hum-like sound. I can't remember dropping my bucket or moving further out. My mom called me, but I didn't hear her. My dad went to go get me, but before he could get to me, I was yanked under the water. He began playing almost a tug of war with something under the water. Onlookers quickly made a move to come assist my dad, but at that point, I was let go. That is scary as hell. And I was carried back to shore, gasping for air. I was crying because I was still in shock. What pulled me under was a hand with bony fingers and sharp nails. There was awful smell in the air. There was a deep cut on my shin. I couldn't prove if it was done before or during my ordeal. There was another dad with his child on a paddle boat very close. He sat on the board with a look of shock. Maybe it was watching my dad assist, watching me drown, or if he's seen something we missed. My family is Irish pagans, and knowing what we know stopped anything further annoyed by leaving an offering. Honestly, that's actually a really good idea. My mom took a bangle off her wrist and threw it into the water. Mom told me years later how my aunt nearly drowned at a loch. I guess that's a type of water, a body of water, due to something similar. That at the time, my aunts, uncles, mom, and granny thought it was a silky. They seen a whirlpool. My aunt was swept under. The family dog jumped in and my aunt came to the surface. The dog never did. I mean, that's my mermaid story. I guess I was lucky that no family pet was taken. Thank you for telling mermaid stories to keep me feeling less crazy. This is scary as hell. I'm terrified of water. Why? Because I can't swim. Why can't I swim? Because every single time I try to learn, I almost drown. Whether we're talking about pool, beach, river, lake, you name it, every single time I've tried to learn to swim, it's ended in tragedy, with the exception of any time my man tries to teach me. At that point, it's just my anxiety. Like, I'm 31. I don't think I'm ever going to learn to swim again unless I have to, or like, you know, when I have kids, I'll put them in swimming lessons. Maybe I'll learn, you know, but other than that, unless it's an emergency, I think I'm just going to be a non-swimmer. Fun fact, one time, it was when I went to the beach for the first time, I went to Coney Island. My uncle took me. It was me, his wife's daughter, which I guess I can consider my cousin, but they're no longer married. That's why I'm saying his wife's daughter. And it was a couple other family members. Same shit happened to me. I obviously know I cannot swim. Therefore, I'm not going to go too deep in the water. I knew that since I was a kid. I can't swim. This is dangerous. No one even had to tell me that. I'm very sure they did, but I know it was dangerous. So I sat on the sand. Some way, somehow, I heard something calling to me, and I started walking into the water. Now, my family being in the same area didn't think anything of it because they were there and they were like, oh, look, you know, you're not scared of the water anymore. I should probably do this as a story time. I might just film it right after this because it's actually scary because I didn't know anything about swimming at this point. Again, it's my first time at the beach. I've been in pools before. It was my first time. I heard something in the water. I went out to the water and I'm with them, and all of a sudden I'm not. Like, it's like I remember, like to this day, I can vividly remember I'm in the water. I remember the dirty ass Coney Island water. I remember the sand and everything, and all of a sudden I went from being up to being pulled by something. Like I was pulled really, really hard by something, and the water was just dragging me or something. I don't know. It felt weird. It was like I kept going further and further and further. And luckily, my uncle's wife's daughter, I guess, saved me. Like she literally like saved me and dragged me out of the water, and you had all these people looking. It was this whole thing. I think I was like 9 at the time. I feel like I was somewhere between the ages of 7 and 9 when that whole ordeal happened, and I never tried to swim again, and I never really cared to go in the water. I'll still go to the water in the beach, but like the water, I never let the water go past waist length because 1, I'm little, 3, that was a very traumatic experience. So I'm very sure whatever it is your family got going on, they got it going on with the water spirits, whether it's negative, positive, either they want your ass back, you might be descendants of them, or your family pissed somebody off. Because for that to happen to you and your aunt, and then they took the dog, like you said, you're so lucky that nothing happened to the animals. Luckily for me, I've been to beaches like loads of times after. Nothing's happened. Nothing's pulled to me. Nothing's called to me. There's been no other occurrences. But I know of a few people where they cannot touch any body of water unless it is an isolated pool, because something always happens. It's always an incident. Something's pulling them. Something's dragging them. Something's calling to them. Something. So I mean, hopefully you're not one of those people. It is what it is. Personally, I don't care for the beach that much to be deterred if it were me, but I know some people that really just like feel drawn to water, but it's like dangerous for them due to their lineage and their spiritual practices. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That was pretty interesting, and it just prompted me to make a story after this. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below what you guys think about the story, and most importantly, do you have any similar ones? Because I've heard too many stories like this. I've read at least 3 or 4 stories very similar to this in the KRIK KRAK series. So yes, comment down below because I'm curious. With that being said, make sure you guys scan the QR code for all my links. I am hosting hip hop classes this month of April in Belleville, New Jersey. I'd love to see you there. Shout out to those of you guys who've been supporting the nonprofit. If you cannot come to the classes, please just send in a donation. It means a lot to me. My goal is to start a program this summer for underprivileged youth and adults, and every dollar counts. Check out the other channels, join the free Discord, join the memberships on this channel, and or join the Patreon. Shout out to you if you did any of those or all of those, and most importantly, shout out to you if you are an investor. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like or a hype on your way out. And with that being said, you already know I said KRIK. You guys comment down below KRAK, okay? So with that being said, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Bye.